Hey guys, Lisa from Hello Happy here, and today I'm going to talk about all of the anime I watched or dropped in the fall 2024 season. So let's just start with the full list. I'm literally just going to read a document right now. We've got Nina the Starry-Eyed Bride, Dan Da Dan, Orb on the Movements of the Earth, I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History, Natsume's Book of Friends, 365 Days to the Wedding, Negative Positive Angler, and Blue Box. If you are admiring my silly little choker, I have a free pattern to make this bear head on my YouTube channel, and I just attached it to this with a jump ring. So, if you also want to rock wearing a stuffed animal bear on your neck, go to my channel, find the tutorial. At the time of recording, I do not have the pattern for this posted yet, but I am planning on recording the video for this later today, actually. So hopefully when you're watching this, the pattern for my frog microphone cover will be on my channel. And if not, just wait a few days and then it will be. So let's just start at the top of the list with Nina the Starry-Eyed Bride. This one I dropped after 2.5 episodes. Yes, I just quit in the middle of the 3rd episode. It was too generic, really tropey. This was too long ago, but I'm pretty sure I did enjoy the 1st episode, but the 2nd episode made me go, and then halfway through the 3rd episode, I just realized it was going to be a waste of my life to continue watching. It also gave me the ick with the potential age gap grooming romance they may have been setting up. I don't trust Japan. I have trust issues, so next, Dan Da Dan. Of course I watched Dan Da Dan. How would I rate Dan Da Dan? I feel that it is unrateable. and that, I don't know how you rate Dan Da Dan. Give it a shot. It's a weird one. I think there's a lot of subtle and also not so subtle commentary on Japanese culture and its issues, which I only partly can understand as someone who doesn't speak Japanese and doesn't live in Japan. I think a lot of non-Japanese people are taking Dan Da Dan solely at face value, which is this crazy, wacky, sometimes pervy show, when there's a lot more depth to it that is just not being completely understood by outsiders, and I only understand some of it. But it's a wild ride. It's an experience. Would I recommend Dan Da Dan? Yes and no. I mean, it's an experience, okay? I can't say anything more than that. Next. Okay, Orb on the Movements of the Earth. I dropped this one. It just, I don't know. I kind of liked the first 2 episodes, and then it lost me. The show is basically about people trying to prove that the Earth rotates around the sun and not the other way around. It's an interesting concept, but it's not for me. So if you read about this anime and it sounds interesting to you, it's definitely worth watching, but it's not a show for me. I also watched part of I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History. If you're thinking to yourself, wow, that sounds generic, you are correct. It's not a good show. It's kind of just like entertaining garbage. I haven't finished it yet, though. I still have like 2 or 3 episodes left, I think, unless it's still continuing. To be honest, I haven't looked it up. I don't know how many total episodes there are. Do I recommend this show? No, it's bad, unless you're specifically in the mood for a bad but amusing anime. Like, the title, you already know what the show is about. You know it's an isekai. You know it's a girl who wants to become a villainess. That's it. It's so tropey, but like in a fun way, not like in Nina the Starry-Eyed Bride, where it was just like, well, here's this beat, here's this beat, here's this beat. She's a child and he's an adult, and I don't recommend it. But it's silly. Next up, Natsume's Book of Friends. This is season 7. I have been watching this show for many years, although I think I didn't start watching it until like 2012 maybe or so. You can actually technically just start watching it from season 7. Most episodes are self-contained stories, and of course there are characters from previous seasons with backstory and lore you're not gonna understand while you're watching it, but like, you know what I did this season? My husband had never seen any of it. I had him watch the very first episode of the series so he could kind of understand like the basis for the show, and then we just started watching season 7 together, and he still enjoyed it and had a good time. And now we're gonna go back and slowly watch all the other seasons together because, like I said, he hasn't seen any of them. Natsume's Book of Friends is just a cozy slice of life show about a boy who can see yokai, which are like, you know, spirits. He has this book that has like their names in them that his grandmother collected. And if you have a yokai's name like in your book, you basically have like control over them essentially. So these yokai all want their names back, so he's like slowly returning their names to them. There's not a lot of that anymore in season 7. Like, it's mostly just yokai adventures, but like it's a really cozy show, super chill. So if you just want to like relax in the countryside in Japan and see some interesting little ghosty creatures while a talking cat complains about not eating enough snacks, it's, you know what, you'll have a good time. I will always recommend Natsume's Book of Friends to everyone. Next was 365 Days to the Wedding. This show was everything I was hoping / expecting it to be, but better. It is a romance, it is for the ladies, and it has adults. There are not enough adult anime romances. There's plenty of manga, but there's not enough animes. We have 2 characters, a very autistic woman and a probably autistic man working at a travel agency. The travel agency is opening a new branch in Alaska, and they have to transfer someone from this branch to Alaska. But you're exempt from being selected for the transfer if like you're married / have a family, that sort of thing. Neither of these 2 want to move to Alaska for various reasons, so they decide to get fake engaged to each other and lie about it so they can stay in Japan. And this is just a 1 season, start to finish, 12 episode show, beginning to end. So you know they fall in love at the end of the show. That's just how that goes. It's very cute. Will this change your life? No. But it's funny, it's adorable, and it's really just, it's always refreshing to have adults on the screen who fall in love. I definitely recommend this one. Should absolutely watch it if you enjoy sweet romances. And the characters are really amusing. And there's no, like, super annoying misunderstandings. Like, any misunderstandings that come up generally get resolved pretty quickly and pretty maturely. It was just such a fun little watch. Again, not life-changing, but really pleasant. I also tried Negative Positive Angler. Dropped this one after a couple episodes. Just didn't really reel us in. My husband and I just like generally were like, we could drop this one. So I don't really even remember a whole lot about it, so I can't really say anything else. It wasn't bad by any means. If you want to try out the anime about people who fish, you should try it. I don't remember anything terrible about it. It just wasn't interesting enough to keep watching. And finally, Blue Box. Oh man, this one's so good. This is a shonen romance. But unlike most shonen romances, the female characters don't have giant boobs. They don't like flounce around in like mini skirts that show their asses. Like, they're actually people. The main character, he is so kind-hearted. I have never seen like such like a realistically kind-hearted like shonen main character, especially in a romance. Like, he's so nice to everyone. He goes out of his way to help people. He treats girls like people too. Like, this man is a feminist icon, okay? And the two female characters, they're people. And what I love most about the show is how real the characters feel. They genuinely feel like people. They're not like stereotypes or tropey or anything. Like, they are so realistically written. I watched episode 1 by myself first just to gauge how it was, and immediately when I finished, I was like, my husband is also going to love this because it's so well written. We cannot wait to watch the show every week. It's so cute, and I love all the interactions that the characters have with each other, and like all of the characters are like nice. Like, they treat people well. I wholeheartedly recommend Blue Box with my whole chest, okay? It's so good. If you want a precious little high school romance, you want to watch Blue Box. It's so good. It's so pleasant. I really, really like Blue Box. Also, Blue Box is still airing. I was so surprised when after about 12 episodes or so, the next episode had a new opening and closing theme. It's like, oh, this is a full season. We're getting 20 episodes of this show. So it's still, it'll be airing to the end of winter 2025, which is great. I imagine it's probably going to finish and not have a second season. I'm guessing. I never look these things up. I go in blind. I'm like, how many episodes is the show getting? 3? 27? I have no idea. But it feels like if it's doing like a whole 20-something episode season, that'll probably be it, because like that's just kind of how it goes nowadays. But who knows? I don't know how season 1's gonna end. I got several weeks left to go, so we'll see. And that'll do it for the fall 2024 anime season. Is there anything you really, really liked that I didn't watch? Tell me, because I'm super curious. Look forward to winter 2025 in a couple months. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye.